Hello everybody, I hope you're having a beautiful day. Today's video is going to be all about fertilizing seedlings and when we need to start doing that. Seedlings are gentle little creatures growing up in our gardens and greenhouses and generally don't need a whole lot of specific care when it comes to fertilizing up until a certain point. The cotyledon leaves, which are the first two leaves that pop up and germinate when your seedling grows, like these two right here, these tiny little seedlings, those are the cotyledon leaves. And those leaves are actually what provides the energy to the plant while it hasn't grown its true leaves yet. That energy originally is stored inside the seed, it germinates, those cotyledon leaves grow, and the plant actually doesn't photosynthesize until the true sets of leaves are developed. It's actually at this point that we want to start fertilizing our seedlings. So most of our seed starting soil mixes are actually fertilizer free. They don't have any fertilizer in it at all. You really don't want a seed starting mix that has any sort of compost and stuff like that. Also, to reduce the amount of mold that you might get growing on your seed starting tray. Besides that, the seeds just don't need that fertilizer yet until they've grown older. For instance, these tomato seedlings right here. These ones have been transplanted from our original seed starting tray into these red solo cups, and they have been fertilized. They were lacking a little bit of phosphorus when they were growing in these seed starting trays because I don't add any fertilizer up until the point where they start to develop a true set of leaves. Let's take a quick look at some of these cucumber seedlings to show you guys what this true set of leaves look like, and then we'll talk about the kind of fertilizer that you want to give to your seedlings. Here we have a cotyledon leaf, and then we have true sets of leaves on these older seedlings. Once they get to that point, then you'll be okay with starting your fertilization schedule. Speaking of phosphorus, that's what your seedlings are going to be craving the most. When you start fertilizing these things, use a half-strength fertilizer of something of like a 1-to-1 NPK ratio. We've got nitrogen, phosphorus, and then potassium. That phosphorus should be a little bit weighted when feeding your seedlings. Again, a 1-to-1 if you're buying a pre-made mixture. Give that fertilizer to your plants once they start developing their true leaves, and then once a week after that point, up until the point of transplanting. But a great resource besides store-bought fertilizer that you can actually make right at home is this. This is our worm compost bin that we made a couple of videos ago. If you don't have one of these, check out my video on how to make one, because this is going to make some incredible compost and worm castings for your vegetables, seedlings, and your plants at any stage in life could really use this stuff when they're growing. Then in the bottom of this container is this liquid that we can use to make worm tea. So you basically take this liquid, dilute it in water, and then run it under a bubbler, and that process creates incredible fertilizer for you guys. Now, I don't have enough ready to make a video of it right now, but that's going to be coming up in a future video. But either way, if you don't have one of these, get started by making one. And if you do have one of these already, utilize that compost and utilize all of those worm castings and that liquid underneath to give to your seedlings and plants. I always encourage people to try and make their own fertilizer at home with the resources that they have. But if you have to go to the store and buy some, remember a 1-to-1 ratio of fertilizer. Apply it to your seedlings right away, and then you want to keep on applying that once a week up until the point where your seedlings go into the soil. Once you guys got these in your garden and they're growing like they should, then you have to do a whole different regimen of fertilizer. But again, I sure hope that you guys are making your own compost and worm castings at home so you can use that stuff in your garden beds too, because that's going to beat out any other sort of fertilizer when it comes to the long run health of your soil and the beneficial microbes that are living in that soil too. But that's a whole nother topic for a different day. I hope you guys found today's video entertaining and possibly even learned a little bit. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe and hit that bell button so you're notified of every time we come out with a new video of everything going on in the garden here, because we are so busy growing all of this stuff. I thank you guys all so much for tuning in. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Take care, and we'll see you in the next episode.